Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome here if it's your first time. Today I'm looking at the gusted Audalytic AH90 network streamer, DAC and headphone amplifier. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews, and I am here with the Audalytic AH90. And it's going to be one of those awkward reviews where I sit here holding the damn thing. I need to work out a better way to do this, but let me tell you a little bit about this device. So it's $599. And like I said, it is a network streamer, a DAC and a headphone amplifier. Inside, we've got that AK4191 and an AK4499 combo. We've seen this before. The DAC chip is the AK4499EX and the AK4191 is the modulator, and that's a combo. In addition to those, we've got the XMOS XU316, and that supports up to PCM 768 kHz, DSD 512, and full MQA unfolding. That's through all the inputs. It supports MQA. Now, it should be noted at this point that it does not have any wireless capabilities. This is a fully wired device. You need to plug it into your LAN or Ethernet to get that networking service, but otherwise you can just use it as a normal desktop DAC and headphone amplifier. Now, if you are familiar with the Chi-Fi DAC scene, you will almost certainly know about Gusted. They have a reputation for making very high quality DACs, and this one is no different. But before we go any further, let's walk through the exterior, and over here we've got a power button, and it's a capacitive power button, so you probably can't see it there. I'm not really a fan of these things. I don't know why they bother with those, to be honest. Then you've got an LED display right next to it, and I'll show you that in a minute. 6.35mm single-ended headphone output and a 4.4mm balanced headphone output. Nice. And here is your decanted, is that the right word? I think that's the wrong word. It's a stepped volume control. It has those little ridges, little notches, and it also acts as a button. So let me quickly tell you about what the button does. If you press it once, just short press, it cycles through the various input methods. And if you hold it down, it'll take you into the system menu. I'll show you that in a second, but let's have a look at the back now. And here we've got our I/O panel. So balanced XLR outputs, then you've got single-ended RCA line outs, your coaxial line in, an optical in, a USB Type-C in, your LAN or Ethernet port there. That's for the bridge. Then you've got a DC 12 volt power input. That is if you want to bypass the internal power supply, or you can just plug it into there. So it's pretty straightforward. Let me tell you a little bit about the network features of this device. So you plug it into your Ethernet cable, and it supports UPnP, DLNA, it supports Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, etc. So all of those things, but it doesn't have its own app. You need to use the software of the service you're using. So for example, it's easy to pull out your phone and select, if you're on the same network as the AH90, you pull out your phone, you can use Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect to choose the AH90 as your output device. Or if you have Roon, I believe it's Roon ready, don't quote me on that. However, they definitely will be more protocols added in future via firmware updates. But let's get it plugged in, and I'll give you a quick look at the display there. Right, so here we are. The unit is powered on. By the way, if you do a short press on the power button, it mutes the device, and a long press will turn the system on and off. Like I said before, a short press on the button here will cycle through the inputs, and then if you do a long press, it will take you into the system menu. And just like all other, well, at least all the gusted devices that I've tried in the past, tiny text, so tiny little fonts there. It's a bit difficult to navigate unless you're really close to it, but I guess if you're going through the menu, that's just normal. Anyway, in here you've got some digital filters, you've got 2 gain modes. Yeah, you can select the output, so you can have headphone only or line out or both maybe. Let's just confirm that. Line only, auto, so it'll automatically switch between the two whenever you plug a headphone in. That's nice to have. Headphone only, and phase, brightness, auto standby, and upgrade. The upgrade is just to, you can upgrade the firmware over the Ethernet or the LAN, and you know, that is basically it. That's basically, oh, by the way, it's got this volume safety feature. So if I turn it on or change the input, it will actually reset the volume to 30. And I can show you an example of that now. If I plug my headphones in here, boom, it just resets back to 30, and that has a dual purpose. For one, it protects your devices so it doesn't get a sudden blast of power, and secondly, it protects your hearing because you're not going to get blasted in the ears. And I guess that's pretty much everything covered in terms of features and physical features. It's time to talk about the sound, and look, Gusted, they make fantastic sounding devices, they always have. I would say this one it's got a neutral sound signature, but maybe just a little bit of extra body added in there. It doesn't sound completely neutral or analytical. It's just a tiny touch of warmth there. It is slightly more forgiving on poor recordings than some other devices, like maybe some of the recent SMSL stuff. I want to say right now though, the headphone amplifier section is fantastic. It's very, very nice. And in addition to that, the DAC section of this, if you're just using it as a DAC, it is fantastic. It's very, very nice. That's with the network streaming aside, just as a DAC and a headphone amp, both of those very, very strong here. I would say it's got this nice high fidelity sound. It's very accurate. It presents the audio pretty much as intended without coloration or any distortion. The signal to noise ratio is minus 129 dB, which is excellent. It's got a very clean noise-free signal, whether you're using the line out or the headphone out. It's got a very wide dynamic range, which sort of allows for, you know, subtle nuances in the music and powerful peaks as well. In addition to that, I would say it has a very dynamic and a very engaging sound. It delivers it's like a really immersive sound. It prioritizes accuracy, detail, and clarity while maintaining that very low noise floor. But like I said, it doesn't sound like a purely digital thing. It is slightly forgiving on poor recordings. It does have a little bit of added warmth to it, just a little bit of character, which is nice. I don't think it's completely neutral, although having said that, you're not missing out on any of the detail or resolution as a result. I would say what characterizes this: exceptional clarity, excellent detail, a touch of warmth, a nuanced and precise sound, intricate details across the whole frequency range, very good and captivating rendition of all kinds of music genres. Now, in terms of soundstage, it's very, very nice. It's got a really 3D holographic soundstage, excellent width, excellent forward depth, and plenty of height as well. It's got a very clean, precise sound without any background noise, without any jitter. I forgot to mention it has a CK01 clock module to control that jitter. And in addition to that, it's got two OPA 1612 high performance dual channel op amps from Texas Instruments. And I always struggle a little bit to describe the sound of DACs because they are mostly pretty neutral these days, although some of them do have a little bit of character like this one. But I'm just going to say, I'm going to wrap it up now just by saying that in terms of network streamers, although it doesn't have any wireless capabilities, I would say I prefer this over the Matrix Mini i4. And that's not the Pro version, but this one This one has a headphone output, which I really appreciate. It makes it much more versatile for desktop use. And I think the DAC quality is just a little bit better on this one. Only very marginally, of course. The Matrix does have its own app, and of course it's got that nice color display on the front as well, but it doesn't have the headphone out unless you fork out the extra money for the Pro version. I do kind of wish this had wireless capabilities, but then again, if you are spending this kind of money on hi-fi, you probably got a wired system, and you probably want to stick with a wired system anyway. So look, in terms of audio quality, I think this device performs pretty much as well, if not better, than any other streamer in this price range, and we can expect it to get even better going forward as we get those firmware updates. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. That is the Audalytic, by Gusted, I guess, AH90 network streamer DAC and headphone amp. I really like this thing. Although I'm not a huge fan of the aesthetic so much. It's a very pragmatic looking device. It's kind of just a silver box. Oh well, there's a black version available as well. But yeah, if you're looking for something for a streamer, sort of, I wouldn't call it exactly entry level. There are cheaper ones, but if you're looking for a pretty solid all-round unit, it's quite versatile because it works, like I said, very, very nicely as a desktop DAC and headphone amplifier as well. So I think you're getting a pretty good deal for the price, even though it is up there at $599. But I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it the old thumbs up, Parfam audio file style. And if you're new here and you want to see more audio content in the future, please hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you later.